Hello students, today we are going to discuss about the chapter physical and chemical changes are very important in our lives. In our day-to-day life, we note following common changes. The very first, leaves become yellow. Sometimes milk gets sour, milk changes to curd, breaking down of stone into smaller pieces, piece of chalk change into dust while writing on board. These all represents a change. Changes are of two types, physical change and chemical change. We are going to discuss about the physical changes. A change in which substance undergoes a change in its physical properties is called a physical change. Physical change is always reversible. In physical change, no new substance is formed. Let us discuss with the help of an examples. Breaking down of stone or stones into smaller pieces. The physical property of bigger stones and the small pieces of stones, they are same. Since no new substance has formed, so it is a physical change. Let us discuss few more examples of physical changes. Piece of chalk change into dust while writing on board if we add a little water in the collected dust to make a paste. And now we roll it into a desired shape. So this is again we are able to reverse the change. So it is a physical change. Water, freezing of water, that is also a physical change because it can be reversed into water. Boiling of water, that is also a physical change. We can easily make it into water. Another example, piece of paper. If we cut it into 4 different pieces, so the properties of the single page and the 4 different pieces, that is the same. So these also represents a physical change. Hitting hot saw blade with a pair of tongs over a gas stove. Now what you observe, the color of the tip of the blade changes to red over fire. If you remove it, after some time, it comes back to its original color. So it is what? A physical change. So here we are going to discuss about the chemical changes. A change in which one or more new substances are formed is called a chemical change. A chemical change is also called a chemical reaction. The most common change which we observed as a chemical change, that is the rusting of iron. If you leave a piece of iron in the open for some time, for some days, it acquires a film of brownish substance. This substance is rust and the process is called rusting. But rust is not an iron. It is very much different from iron on which it get deposited. So new substance is formed. So hence it is a chemical change. Let us discuss few more examples of chemical changes. Burning a magnesium ribbon. Take a small piece of a thin strip or a ribbon of magnesium, clean its tip with sandpaper, bring the tip near a candle flame, it burns with brilliant white light. It leaves behind a powdery ash which we can collect it on a ashtray. The ash look different from the magnesium ribbon. It means a new product formed, so it is also a chemical change. Now this change can be represented by following chemical equation. Magnesium plus oxygen, that will give you magnesium oxide. So now chemically magnesium, symbolic representation of magnesium is Mg. Symbolic representation of oxygen is O2, and magnesium oxide can be represented as MgO. So it is a chemical change. Collect the ash of magnesium and mix it with a small amount of water. Stir the mixture well in a test tube. It is called an aqueous solution of magnesium hydroxide. Test the mixture with blue and red litmus paper. This aqueous solution shows basic nature. So this change can be represented by following chemical equation. Magnesium oxide, when added with water, it will give you magnesium hydroxide. So the symbolic representation of magnesium oxide is MgO. Symbolic representation of water is H2O. And symbolic representation of magnesium hydroxide is MgOH twice. Now magnesium hydroxide is another new substance formed by mixing magnesium oxide with water. So it is also a chemical change. Let's discuss one more example of chemical change. Let us take the solution of blue copper sulfate in a test tube, add iron nail in it. So after some time, what you observe? There the solution changes into green. So this green solution is not a copper sulfate solution. It is a iron sulfate solution. And you observe a brown color coating over the iron nail. So this is what? A chemical change. So this chemical change can be represented by the following chemical equation, that is copper sulfate solution plus iron, that will give iron sulfate solution plus copper. So copper sulfate solution, which is blue in color, and the iron sulfate solution becomes green in color, and the brown color deposit, that is of copper, over the iron nail scenes. So this is what? A chemical change. Here we are going to discuss about the chemical changes. In addition to new products, the following observations confirms a chemical change. Heat, light, or any other radiation, that is ultraviolet for example, may be given off or absorbed. Sound may be produced. A change in smell may take place, or a new smell may be given off. A color change may take place. A gas may be formed. These all confirms that there is a chemical change. So we generally see when food gets spoils, it produces a foul smell. So this is what? Chemical change. A slice of an apple acquires a brownish color if it is not consumed immediately. So it is what? Again, a chemical change. A change of color in these cases is due to the formation of new substances. So these changes are chemical changes. Photosynthesis and digestion are also chemical changes. We had already heard about the ozone layer in our atmosphere. It protects us from the harmful ultraviolet radiations which comes from the sun. The ozone layer absorbs these radiations and breaks down into oxygen. So the breaking down of this ozone is what? A chemical change. If ultraviolet radiation were not absorbed by the ozone, it would reach the Earth's surface and cause harm to all life forms. Thus, ozone layer acts as a natural shield against these ultraviolet radiations. So in this way, it protects us from the harmful radiations. So here you see the ozone layer, which is 0 to 12 kilometers from the Earth's surface, that is above the troposphere. So this ozone layer from 20 to 30 kilometers it moves from the Earth. So much thickness the ozone layer is. So this also makes an example of chemical change. Let us discuss few more chemical changes. Vinegar when added with baking soda, so there is a formation of carbon dioxide gas and other substances. So this is also what? A chemical change. So vinegar, that is acetic acid, we can say diluted form of acetic acid. Baking soda, the chemical name is sodium hydrogen carbonate. The carbon dioxide when reacts with lime water, it will produce calcium carbonate and water. So this carbon dioxide can be represented by CO2. Lime water can be represented as CaOH twice, and the calcium carbonate as CaCO3, and water with H2O. So this is all what? Chemical changes. Here we are going to discuss about the rusting of iron. Rusting of iron is also a chemical change. The most common change which we are familiar, that is the rusting, when an iron piece sometimes left in open atmosphere. After some days, what we observe, a brownish substance has been deposited over it, which is a rust. So we had already discussed. So this rust is very much different from the iron, so it's a chemical change. Now for rusting, presence of oxygen and water, or in the form of water vapors, they both are essential. If it is more humid, rusting becomes faster. So that's why rusting is more seen during rainy season. So now this process of rusting can be represented by the equation, that is chemical equation, as iron plus oxygen plus water, that will give you rust. Now iron is represented by the symbol Fe, oxygen, that is O2, which it gets from the air. Water is represented by H2O. Now rust, which is chemical name is iron oxide, and it can be represented as Fe2O3. So this is about rusting of iron. In rusting, so this chemical change is not required. So how we are able to prevent this rusting? We can prevent it. The one simplest way is to apply a coat of paint or grease. In fact, these coats should be applied regularly to prevent rusting. Another way is to deposit a layer of metal like chromium or zinc or iron. This process of depositing a layer of zinc on iron is called galvanization. And third important preventive method is by alloying. Rust can also be prevented. Stainless steel, an alloy, is made by mixing iron with carbon and metals like chromium, nickel, and manganese. So, in this way, various types of alloys can be made to prevent the iron from rusting. Here we are going to discuss about the crystallization. Crystallization, various substances we in day-to-day life get in the form of crystals. Large crystals of pure substances can be formed from their solutions. This process is called as crystallization. It is an example of physical change. The most common example of crystals is the copper sulfate solution. Copper sulfate salt, that is a crystals. The salt which we eat, which we use in our food, that is also in the form of crystals. The sugar crystals are there. How this process is carried out? How we are able to make these crystals? Let us discuss about that. Take a cup full of water in a beaker, add a few drops of dilute sulfuric acid, heat the water. When it starts boiling, add copper sulfate powder slowly while stirring continuously with the help of glass rod. Continue adding copper sulfate powder till no more powder can be dissolved. So here we get the saturated solution. Filter the solution, allow it to cool. Do not disturb the solution when it is cooling. The crystals of copper sulfate form. Filter them by using the filter paper and dry them by multiple folding of filter paper. So here we had discussed about the process by which the copper sulfate solution, from the copper sulfate solution we form the crystals, and the process is called crystallization. Thank you. Have a nice day. Stay home, stay safe, study online.